Good morning. Welcome to this video class. Here before you, this is Krishnamurthy, lecturer in English, working at a government degree college for women, Vanaparthi. Really, it's a great opportunity and a loving experience for me to interact with you in this morning regarding soft skills. Today, we are going to talk about soft skills. And under the heading of soft skills, very specially, we are going to focus on etiquette and grooming. Dear friends, and you may just get excited to know about that one. Everybody talks about hard skills, but this is the century of soft skills. The day is all about soft skills, and we'll come to know what exactly do you understand by soft skills. What are soft skills? What is the importance of soft skills? These are the things that just go in our mind, and we would like to know about all these things. Nowadays, people frequently talk about these terms: soft skills, hard skills, personality development, confidence, courage, etiquette, grooming, work environment, communication, so responsibility, so intrapersonal skills, leadership skills, all these things. People very frequently talk about all these things only. So before we go into that topic, soft skills, I would like to give an example telling the importance of soft skills. So in very prestigious institutions in India, right from the childhood life, our Indian students are being trained to by heart and cram the information and produce the same information in the examinations. Ultimately, they get A grades or distinctions, first classes, and highest marks in the written examinations. But when they appear before the interview board for any employment, the real problem occurs there. They are good at they are good at hard skills as far as their skills are concerned about the subject. They are superb. They prove that they are extraordinary. But when they come to the soft skills, they just prove that they are very poor in soft skills. Why? Because so in the past, any educational institution didn't give so much of importance for soft skills. Because in the past, it was a matter of only transformation of information. But in the present day of environment, in the present employment scenario, in the present job scenario, in the present competition scenario, everything matters. Everything matters. That has to be understood by everyone. Soft skills, especially in corporate sector, they are going to be very important. They play pivotal role in securing position in any corporate sector or private sector. The young postgraduates, after the completion of their engineering or any conventional degrees, they are able to secure high positions only after acquiring soft skills. Perhaps you don't know, in the cities like Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi, Mumbai, many institutions are coming up, or coaching centers are coming up to train the young graduates in soft skills. And this term is frequently used by many members in the society. What is the definition of soft skills? Soft skills are those skills. How you soft skills tell what you do, what you speak, how you behave, how you begin your conversation, how you continue your conversation, how you take permission, how you move, how you walk, how you plan, how you live, how you write, how you secure. Every movement of an individual is going to be so framed into a soft skill. So we don't know. Actually, these they don't have any degrees, but they occupy an important role in our social life. Soft skills, otherwise known as social skills, too. I just give one example to prove that how important soft skills are in the present scenario. Students passing from prestigious educational institutions appearing before the interview board, but they are not getting selected. It's $1 million question for them. They don't understand why they are rejected by the board of selectors. They couldn't know what is the reason. My percentage is very high in my graduation or in my post graduation, but why I'm not getting selection? What is the reason? The reason is the particular candidate doesn't possess soft skills. When you talk to a person, how do you talk to him? When you give your answer to the question in interview, how you have to give your answers. Suppose you don't know the answer, how best you put your answer. Sorry, sir, I have no idea. Everything matters in your selections. So the young graduates, they are able to understand there are some things that are to be known by them. They are no other than soft skills. So let us study what are the soft skills. Under the soft skills, today we are going to focus on two items: etiquette and grooming. So these are the things in the list of soft skills. List of soft skills: social skills, communication skills, flexibility, creative thinking, problem solving, interpersonal skills, conference, personality development skills, career guidance skills, confidence, that's there, communication, everything is there. So all these skills, I would like to say that one, that's why social skills or soft skills are otherwise known as people skills. People skills. So that makes the difference between an educated and uneducated. If a person who possesses good soft skills, he knows how to get the things done. If a person doesn't have any knowledge about soft skills, even easier things become very difficult in his life to be completed. That makes the difference. That's why I just say to you, whether he may be student, he may be a teacher, he may be civil servant, he may be an employee, he may be unemployed, he may be a farmer, she may be a homemaker, he may be any member in the society, he may be or she may be a politician in the society. So everyone is not exceptional from the soft skills. Everyone is supposed to have the soft skills. Perhaps you might be knowing the selection process. Some students, who get very average marks in the written examination, when they go and appear before the interview board, when they come outside, they come with a lot of cheer and happiness. And we may ask a question, why are you so happy? So that person or those person they say that, so I'm selected. How do you get selection? You got very low marks in the written examination, but it's wonder how did you get this selection? So he got selection because he possessed so soft skills, so in a very high manner. And some people who do not have the soft skills, they're summarily rejected in employment scenario, especially the software companies and these corporate companies in private sector. They give highest importance for soft skills only. Whether this particular person is going to have that social skills, whether this particular person is going to have that communication skills, they are going to test this one. Whether he is flexible, whether he is able to so change his ideas according to the best in the interest of the company, whether he is creative in his thinking, whether he is ready to solve the problems of others whenever some people are in the problem. So does he go and just to help the people in the same company? Whether this person does have that interpersonal skills, how to communicate, how to take the work from others, how to so discharge his services to others. So these are called interpersonal skills. Whether he maintains that personality development skill or not, whether this person possess whether this person possesses that soft skills or this uh, leadership skills. Sometimes a person who is promoted, maybe he is promoted to the post of manager of a bank, he or she should have that leadership qualities. When you are the head of the institution, you have to prove that you are the leader of that company, you are the leader of that organization. You need to have those leadership qualities. You need to have that honesty. You need to have that kind of firmness in your decision. And all these things, they matter very high in that one. So career guidance. How do you plan about your career? How do you guide other people also in times of any so troubles, in times of any difficulties? All these things really they come under soft skills only. So let us just move. So this one, social skills. Social skills are integral part of soft skills. So hard skills are the certificates. Certificates they show that so we have knowledge. Soft skills they are related to our behavior. They are related to our cleanliness. They are related to our emotions. They are related to our attitude. They are related to our so responsibility. They are related to our moving. They are related to our emotions. So they are related to our every walk of life. That's why so soft skills are otherwise known as people skills. So social skills are integral part of soft skills. Soft skills otherwise known as people skills, as I say. In soft skills or in social skills, etiquette and grooming are are the part and parcel of that one. So when you study soft skills, large number of things come. And today in our class, we are not going to discuss more and more about all the remaining parts of our soft skills. Today we are going to talk very precisely what is an etiquette, what is the importance of etiquette, how best we improve our etiquette, in what way this etiquette is going to be a good soft skill so in our personality. When you possess this etiquette, so will you become the so perfect person in your society. And grooming also, you may have many so facilities, but how best you groom yourself, that's very important. So regarding this etiquette and grooming, we are going to talk about these two things today in our class. First, etiquette. See this one. What is etiquette? What is etiquette? In the so the days in our present days only we talk about this etiquette. Etiquette refers to our polite, courteous behavior. So How do you talk? How polite you are when you are talking to somebody? How courteous your behavior is? Etiquette is something that is totally related to your behavior. It is related to your attitude. It is related how you are, what you are, how you move, how you stand, how you sit, how you walk, how you sit, so how you just lean. Every moment, every movement is going to be taken into consideration, and that is called etiquette. Behavior. That's very very important. So it's just because of behavior, even simpler things become very very complex things. When you have good etiquette, even difficult things can be solved in a very very easy manner. That most of the people in the present days do not understand this one. Even ordinary things become very complicated things with their behavior. Even the complicated things become very easier, and they will be solved with good etiquette. Especially in corporate employment scenario, in a private employment scenario, or in any government employment scenario, a lot of frictions are taken place because of lacking this good etiquette. Now and then we come to know that two employees in any government office, they have clashes between themselves, and this person doesn't listen to that person, and that person doesn't listen to this person. We come to know that both are remained as enemies, both are remained as opponents. What is the reason? Actually, they are not enemies. They are not born. They are not born as enemies, but their behavior that makes them as opponents. Why? Because these two people, they do not develop their etiquette. Though they are educated, though they studied very well, though they secured a lot of gradings in their education, though they secured employment, though they are doing class one jobs also, because of this etiquette, they remain away from each other. That's the reason when you want to be a social being in the society, man is a social animal. Let us survive in the society. Let us do. Let us help. Let us be useful to others. Let us live one among others. And that is the way that is called democratic way of living. And people do not understand this one. If you have money, okay, so you can lead your life. You can cherish your life. You can create a lot of excitement in your life also. But it doesn't mean that you can just quarrel with other members. It doesn't mean that you can be opponent to other members. It doesn't mean that you become enemy to others. It's not like that. When a person doesn't have that good etiquette, naturally he will be getting away from this society, and he will be getting away even from the members of the family also. Though, when you possess good etiquette, you know how to stand, how to speak, what to speak, when to give this information, everything that you understand very well. That is the magic of this etiquette only. So, etiquette refers to polite and courteous behavior when you talk to any person, either known or unknown person. Let your talk will be polite. Let your talk be polite. Let your behavior be courteous. So, the presentation of good manners. So, etiquette refers to presentation of your good manners. How best you present your manners. So suppose you want any date of birth certificate, you want any residence certificate, going to any revenue office, there will be revenue inspector, there will be superintendent, there will be any clerk in that office. So you may be very high in your position, you may be something extraordinary in your office organization. But when you want to take any birth certificate, when you want to take any residence certificate, you need to approach the particular officer or the particular the person who is concerned of issuing that one. You can just show yourself that I am so and so person. Give my certificate. I want that birth certificate. I want this certificate. You can't demand. There is a procedure for that one. The person who is in charge of issuing that certificate, he says to you, okay sir, we are ready to issue the certificate, but let there be procedure for that. You have to so follow the procedure. Once you submit all these certificates, Aadhaar card, other maybe PAN card, and all those certificates, when you once you fill in the blanks here in the proforma, and you submit this application form, and officially and formally we issue the certificate. No, I am so and so person. I want right now that birth certificate. I want right now that certificate, residence certificate. You may demand it. This it looks very awkward also. The members who are working in that revenue office or maybe any municipal office, they just get alarm. What is this one? The man coming so suddenly and just asking or demanding and forcing us to issue that certificate. It has got its own procedure. Doesn't he know this one? And I think so that certificate become you can't get the certificate so easily with your stature, with your so any financial position, with your any job employment position. You can't demand other people, but there is a procedure for that one. Huh? So once you go there, saying like that, so excuse me, sir, may I come inside? So saying good morning, sir, or good afternoon, sir, good evening, sir. I am so and so. So may I submit my application? Yes, you can submit your application. Have you put all the requirements in your application form along with your application form? Yes, sir. Along with my application form, I am just submitting all these Xerox copies and attested copies, and I wish the certificate will be issued soon. Okay, sir. Once you submit all the requirements and the procedure will take place, and maybe within 2 or 3 days in the stipulated time the certificate will be issued. It's so nice, and maybe within 2 or 3 days as per the procedure the certificate will be issued to that person, and things are done so easily. When two people do have this kind of etiquette, etiquette, naturally things will be done very easily. And so this is the magic, the way how you present. When you say good morning, the other person also says good morning. Hello, good morning. That is the reason. So in the past, when teacher used to enter the class, students used to get up and say, "Good morning, teacher. Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am." This nowadays the scenario changed. So it's not the question that students have to wish. Of course, students definitely they say good morning, they wish good morning, but nowadays the things have been changed. So give respect and take respect. So say good morning, sir. Naturally, so the other person to whom you wish, he also or she also says that good morning, sir. And this is the way give and take policy. And that give and take policy is nothing but so good etiquette, your attitude. Etiquette refers to your attitude that you have to how oh the person is so nice. He has got good attitude. Attitude that's very important. Suppose you are so contesting in any elections. So you are contesting. You are the one of the candidates contesting for any post in the elections. You can't just go to any voter and demand, "Hello, I am contesting for the post of this one. You cast your valuable vote in favor of me. This is my order. This is my instruction." Is it the position? Do you demand like that? Do you say like that? Do you instruct like that? When you demand like this, are you sure that you are going to be elected? It's nothing like that. I'm sure that you are not going to be elected. So there is procedure. That procedure is otherwise known as good etiquette. So attitude. So etiquette shows what you are. What you are. When you recall somebody, when you recall the name of your classmate, you feel that, oh, he's a good man. She's a good lady. How do you come to that conclusion? Because so you have observed him, you have observed that lady for couple of days. So with your observation, you come to know that so and so person has got good behavior. Then you say that he's a nice man, she's a nice lady. You say like that. So etiquette refers to overall social behavior. As I told you already, man is a social animal. We are supposed to have that social behavior, social contact, social friendliness, social behavior that we have to develop. Otherwise, I think we do not have any friends in the society. We do not have any friends in our office. We do not have any well wishers in any organization where we are working. That we have to understand. So let us know. Here are some good guidelines of good work etiquette. So here are 15 guidelines of good work etiquette. We can improve our etiquette by following all these 15 points, by implementing all these 15 points in our day-to-day life. We can prove that we are the people having good etiquette. So when you possess good etiquette, and you will be selected, you will be loved by all, you will be known by all, and people try to make friendship with you. Your classmates, your colleagues, and your friends, everybody so likes you because when you have that good etiquette. How to cultivate this good etiquette? There are certain guidelines and principles, certain ideas are there to cultivate, to develop that good work etiquette. And here are the points. So the first one is be punctual. When you are working in any organization, whether it may be a government, corporate, or private sector, when you are a student, when you are an employee, so wherever you are, whatever the position you have, whatever the status that you have in that particular organization, so try to cultivate the punctuality. Be punctual. So by being punctual, you create an impression about yourself to the members. People say that he is punctual. She is punctual. If anyone says that he is not punctual, immediately all other members they say that no, no, don't say like that. He is punctual. So your character is defined there. So by being punctual, so you are creating a good image of you in the society, and that is going to be formed as a trait in your character. This is a good guideline for developing good work etiquette. And be friendly. Be friendly. Second one is be friendly. So try to be friendly with all members. Try to be friendly with all members. So John Masefield in one of his poems, be friendly, my dear friends. Laugh and be merry, laugh and be merry, and so till your life is there on this earth. Laugh and be merry, laugh and be merry till you end up your life. So be friendly. When you are so very friendly with other members, they're also friendly with you. In that way, every day becomes very joyful, and every day becomes very flexible, and you love to live on this earth. That lovely atmosphere is created when you become friendly to others. When you become so opponent to somebody else, and life becomes very horrible. Remember this one. Whatever the position that you have, position is not important here, but the human relation is very important. So be friendly with all the members, whomever you encounter, whomever you have in touch. So that is the thing that they are going to create a good impression upon you. Next, third one, greet colleagues and friends with a smile and handshake. Whenever you see your friends or colleagues, say good morning. So greet your colleagues and friends with a smile, and so give handshake. Come on, give a handshake. Not in Corona, of course, because we have to maintain distance in during Corona time. But in general, I'm talking. In general, I'm talking that. So give a handshake to your friend so that you develop uh, that kind of friendship between yourself and your friend, between you and yourself and your friend also. That's the reason. Greet colleagues and friends with a smile and handshake. Keep your workspace neat and tidy. So always keep your workspace neat and tidy. That is very important. Take permission before entering others' cabin. You don't take it for granted. So you may be manager, you may be some head of the institution, you may be the head of the department. Don't take it for granted that you can't just insert yourself into others' cabins without taking permission. So good etiquette demands that you take permission before entering any others' cabin, and that gives very good impression also. So speak with modest tone while answering the phone calls. When you talk to your friends, when you talk to your higher authorities, so maintain that modest voice, modest tone. Speak with a modest tone. That's very important. Some people, on the road, sometimes we happen to see that people speak with a loud voice and disturbing others. And this is not at all a good soft skill. It's not at all good etiquette. That's the reason. Maintain modest tone while you speak to any member so, on phone. So be honest and fair while trying to resolve issues. Be honest. So whenever you try to resolve the issues and try to be honest and try to be fair. So try to project what you are. Don't try to project what you are not. So do whatever you speak. Speak whatever you do. That's called, so speak whatever you do. And here we have to take the example of Mahatma Gandhi. Whatever he taught, he practiced. Whatever he practiced, he taught. Like that, be honest and fair. So while trying to resolve issues, listen to others attentively. When somebody is saying to you, when somebody is telling anything, you try to listen to him carefully, and that's also good etiquette. Try to help others in their problems. Whenever you see that somebody is struggling with any problem in the office, you go to him and try to rescue him from the problem. Suppose a person has got some problem in the system and he is not able to set it right. So go to him and say that, do you have any problem in the system? Okay, give me 5 minutes or 10 minutes. I'll try to set it down, set it right. Then immediately, so once you set it right, immediately there will be human relationship taken place. And that is the best way that one has to develop. Try to help others in their problems. Do not avoid responsibilities and duties. People, so some members in the society, they try to get away from the responsibilities and the duties. Never try to escape from the duties and responsibilities. That is very, very bad on the part of any employee or any member in the society. Respect other people's feelings. So your feelings are great. In the same time, you should also respect others' feelings. That's also good etiquette. Do not damage office property. Suppose you are a member working in any office, you are a student in any college, wherever you are, when you go to others' homes, there also. So always treat every furniture, every article is your article. Don't try to damage office property. Feel that is your own property and make use of that one. And so try to tell the other members, this is the way how work has to be done. This is the way how we have to keep our office property nicely. And that gives a lot of impression upon the other members. Be duty minded. You have to be duty minded. Be duty minded. Always try to be duty minded. So when you are supposed to come to the office at 10 o'clock, okay, you come, be punctual, come to office at 10 o'clock, and so be duty minded. So from morning to evening, so when you are in the office, you try to think about the welfare of the office, welfare of the organization, welfare of the institution, because it is providing salary for you. It has given employment for you. So be duty minded as long as you stay in the office. Be positive and do positively. You always be positive and do positively. Don't think in a negative manner. Whenever problems crop up, so think in positive manner and try to be try to do positively, and that is the best way. So when you follow all these guidelines, so you will develop this good work etiquette. Shall we move on to that grooming? Yeah, grooming. What is grooming? What is grooming? So, grooming refers to your cleanliness. What is grooming? Grooming refers to your cleanliness, your suitability. your physical suitability. Grooming refers to your cleanliness, how appropriately you dress, how suitably you dress. So, grooming refers to your physical suitability. Grooming refers to your dress sense. So, your impression, your character is going to be decided. So, your knowledge is going to be decided. Your cleverness is going to be decided by the dress that you wear. Perhaps people do not understand this one and know. So, in the interview, and this is also very important thing. When you go to interview with a formal dress, and that creates good impression. When you go with a modern dress, okay, that also creates good impression. But don't go with all gaudy shirts, with all so unfashionable dresses, and that looks very bad. So that's the reason. So grooming means how you maintain your dress, how you maintain your physics, how you maintain your body, how you maintain your how you maintain your physical suitability, and your mindset, how you think also. Your mindset through your dress. Your mindset is going to be decided by your dress sense. That you have to understand this one. People think that this is not important at all, but grooming is very important. You can't go to any office, you can't go to college without brushing. You may be intelligent, you may be clever, you may be hardworking, but can you go to college without brushing? So without grooming your hair? So this looks very awkward also. You may be intelligent, you may be lovely person, you may be interested person, but you need to take very care of about your cleanliness, about your body, about your physics, about your suitability, about your dress, all these things that you have to take. So how to take, how to make ourselves well grooming. There are guidelines even for this well grooming also. Once you follow all these guidelines, I'm sure that you will develop so well grooming. So first of all, pay special attention to personal hygiene. So whoever you might be, whether you may be a student, teacher, professor, politician, or manager, or maybe CEO of any company. So personal hygiene has to be maintained. You can't go to any office by wearing only one dress for the entire week. It looks very awkward. So people don't come to you because it smells. It smells. They don't. They appreciate your knowledge, but they do. They never come to you, and they never come to sit by the side of you. That's the reason. So you have to think about your grooming. Pay special attention to cleanliness. That's what I have been telling you. Dress in clothes that fit you well. Dress in clothes that fit you well. That fit you well. So you have to dress so that fit you well. Suppose you want to select a dress that should be suitable to your body, that should be suitable to your taste. Try to wear that kind of dress that is suitable to your body and to your mindset. Otherwise, uh, you look something different. Dress should reflect your age. Suppose you are a young man, you wear modern dresses. You wear lovely, colorful dresses because young people always look very handsome and beautiful. So if they wear all modern dresses, don't wear the dresses which are not suitable to your age. So an old man, if he wears a dress that is generally suited for young person, and it doesn't look nice. Dress professionally. Dress professionally to the work environment. You have to dress professionally. There must be difference between the manager, between the other members. So that's the reason dress code is observed in certain companies. Whoever you might be outside, whatever you are outside, but once you enter in any work environment, a separate dress code is maintained by the members who work in that particular company. So just by seeing the dress, you just understand he is so and so, she is so and so, and that dress code must be maintained. So that's very important because dress should reflect your personality. That reflects your personality. Dress neatly. You have to dress neatly. Neat. So you have to dress in a neat manner. Clothes should be clean and ironed. You can't come to any organization without so cleaning your dresses and ironing your dresses. You look whatever the problems that you have privately, whatever the issues that you have in your personal domestic life, don't feel, don't carry on all those personal feelings and emotions and problems to the office. Whatever you are in your personal life, but once you come to any office, you come with official etiquette, with official professional dress only, and that shows that you are really fit for the job. Try to maintain good posture while sitting. When you sit in office, you try to maintain that posture, good posture. The posture itself shows in certain movies that we see, in certain movies. When you go to any government office, some employees, they are sleeping, they're falling forward on the bench or maybe on the table and sleeping. When you go and ask, sir, why do you disturb me? I'm sleeping here. Sir, office is not meant for sleeping, As well, you can apply for leave and just go and take rest. But people, so they get anger. But this kind of attitude is not required. So you try to maintain good posture. The moment so the customers, passengers, or the members look at you, they have to get an idea about your personality, an idea about your fitness, an idea about your knowledge. Yeah, here sir looks very active. Here madam looks very active. Let us go and just talk to her. Let us present our problem. Let our problem be solved like that. They may think. In that way, you have to show to the people that here somebody is ready to help us, and that is called so the maintaining good posture while sitting. Try to maintain good posture while standing or walking also. Everything that is going to be a part of well grooming. And dress situationally, as I told you already, dress professionally and dress situationally. That should be there. So these are the two areas. Guidelines for acquiring so good etiquette, guidelines for acquiring so well grooming. So once you follow all these things, I'm sure that you will develop so good etiquette, good so grooming. So let's come to the we have arrived to the position of conclusion. Success depends on the presentation of soft skills. Remember, my dear friends, success depends on various factors. So in the present scenario, success depends on on the presentation of soft skills, on the exhibition of soft skills. Your knowledge alone doesn't matter. Your presentation of soft skills also matters. That everyone has to understand. Etiquette and grooming add glory in the work environment. When you maintain that work etiquette and when you maintain that so well grooming, so that will those two things are going to add to you to the glory. They're going to add glory to the work environment, and people begin to give a lot of respect for you because you have good etiquette, you have good so grooming, and besides these two things, you need to develop soft skills. Naturally, success is going to be yours. Everywhere. So at the end, I would like to say to you, at the end, so every moment, every gesture, every expression, every posture, every attention would create effective impression on any individual in social and professional life. So everyone, whatever the moment that you do, how you talk, what you talk, so where you go, how you walk, how you sleep sometimes also, how you sit, so how you manage, how you create impression upon others, how you help others, how you so extend your services, how you so come to office, how you maintain discipline, how you maintain punctuality, how you maintain your dress code, everything that is going to be an important thing so in getting success. And these are very very important. That's the reason they are called soft skills. Hard skills, everyone get these hard skills because in due course of time, when you are in a college, if today when you don't read a book today, tomorrow you can read and just get yourself equipped. But soft skills are not like that. Situation comes sometimes only once. You can't take the situation back once again. That's the reason whenever situation occurs, you have to exhibit all your soft skills and create impression upon the person and try to create that he is a person. She is a lady. She is a person who has got very good etiquette, who has got very good grooming. And this is the way that everyone has to try. So whether a student, whether a teacher, whether an employee, whether a member in the society, whether a wife or son, daughter, daughter-in-law, son-in-law, or member in the family, everyone is supposed to have the soft skills. Everyone is supposed to have good etiquette and well grooming, and in that way, so success will be ours, and that is there in the lives of us. And that way, I just feel very happy of telling in the best way what is an etiquette and what is grooming. I hope everyone has understood very well. Thank you very much for being with me, for listening, and this is so. Thank you very much. Thank you, my dear friends. Thank you very much.